team to respect and fear in a way, because they're good enough to take a game off you.
For sure, and even Team Liquid dropping a game would hurt their ability moving into the elimination phase. So they did not want to drop any single games. There's no reason to take people lightly in this very punishing format. But as you mentioned, we're into game 3. Champion pools get pitched a little bit more. Time to Enchanter was game 2, actually.
It was.
Count for Nada as Enchanter.
Yeah.
Very effective to be paired with Yunara. But all of that is off the table here for game 3.
Still not going to be the Nico either. And no, Ziggs, my fantasy points are in shambles right now. But understandable from Lyon's perspective. You want to take APA off of that champion. He's played a couple of the hits already with the Talia and Annie. Those are the same 2 champions that APA played last week. Let's see what he goes for this week around a Srtty hovering the Katarina for a special someone back home. But unlikely to be the first pick here for LYON in this game 3. Instead, ooh, I was talking about Srtty and the strengths. I liked the carries. It's back to the tanks. He's got Sion.
I mean, this is an interesting choice. I don't necessarily feel like it plays towards Srtty's strengths as a player. He has played 1 Sion game so far this year when he was with Dig, ended up losing that one. But I would say, with the way that LYON is playing, wanting to run a ton of 4-man plays with everyone but Srtty, throw him on Sion, tell him to play safe weak side, seems to be the plan.
Yeah, and this is the champion that you're happy to play if you're weak side, because it's so hard to dive. You have such a big shield. Even if you do die, you have a zombie form. You can at least catch a lot of the waves, so it's not the worst thing in the world if your team can get something else on the other side of the rift. So yes, the playstyle that we've seen from LYON so far sets this pick up. Does it set Srtty up as the type of player that he is and how he likes to approach League is the question. Yeah,
I don't think it does.
Okay.
But if it is what it takes to win, he's going to do it.
He'll take it.
He's just here because he's the emergency substitution, so you know he's going to be playing his absolute hardest. Pretty standard stuff from Team Liquid.
And he got his highlight reel, bodying on the Renekton versus Impact in Game 1.
Game 1 was great.
It's going to be against the Ksante here for Impact, along with Zhao for Yuuji.
Yeah, pretty standard stuff from Team Liquid. Impact, a very good Ksante, especially if he's able to get a little bit ahead in the game. And I like the Aurora here from Saint. Gonna give him a lot of early agency in this game. I hope he's not too tilted after that Galio game where it felt like every time he pressed ultimate, it just ended up with him dead.
Yeah. Oh. Speaking about the support options here, it's a bit of a flex. It could be, jungle could go into the support role, unknown for right now, so Team Liquid's going to have to draft, not with full confidence of where that Poppy will end up.
And a very fast Ryze lock-in by APA as his answer into the Aurora. So pretty short range for everyone so far in this game, actually. And again, we'll be saving the bot lane for the entirety of the 4-5.
Yeah. And when I'm a team like LYON, if we're talking about the Sion playing weak side, top side, if they're talking about playing as the 4-man squad, making 4-man plays, I want a bot lane that can make action happen. Aurora can be a carry as well, but I would lean away from the Senna type of compositions. I'm curious your thoughts on that one here, if that's going to be on the mind of Team Liquid during the ban phase.
I think Senna's absolutely going to be on their mind. I mean, in a game where there's going to be a lot of melees, it can just be a very powerful pick, especially with this many 80 carries gone. Okay. It's a little low on damage. I'd say the Ryze Xin can still make up for it if they put Sion in a big enough of a hole.
All right, well, let's see what the choices are. It's the Rakan ban from Team Liquid. And there's still a couple of those melee supports as Braum banned as well. That means that, again, the Poppy could be the only one remaining by the end of these next 2 bans. Maybe that says LYON wants to put it down into that bottom side.
Yeah, this is an interesting one because, like, Aphelios Thresh is always something that Yeon and Core love to play, or Aphelios Lulu, but completely blind, I don't think they're ready for that yet. Lucian Nami's still a combo that's available. Xayah Rakan is completely available aside from the Xayah ban, so that's gone, taken away, and they actually are the ones that block the Senna.
Yeah.
Team Liquid doesn't want to play it themselves.
Yeah, the Senna wouldn't necessarily fit that, like, oh, let's make aggressive early game 4-man plays, but it does scale very well with the Sion, a Poppy standing in front of you. So understand that thought from Team Liquid. And it's Ezreal banned from LYON. So 2 of the supports, 2 of the 80 carries, and a lot of champions pinched already. In total, 6 80 carries, 6 supports. Arguably 7 if you want to consider that Poppy. But we'll find out very quickly if that Poppy is going into support or jungle, because Team Liquid will get to lock in an 80 carry, and then LYON have to answer with their AD carry and then what their support option is going to be. A lot of hovers here from Team Liquid. What's it gonna be?
Okay, so it is actually going to be the Aphelios. He's willing to blind pick it. That's how much confidence he's playing with. Wouldn't be shocked if he ends up throwing in Thresh. I think he was really tempted to play Kai'Sa, but I'd say wouldn't want to play that against the Poppy.
Yeah.
Would be my thought there. And it's actually going to get matched with Aphelios Light, a.k.a. Jinx. So they're both just going to be playing these ranged bot lanes. LEona is a little bit surprising to me because it doesn't give the Jinx any peel. And I think this does potentially line up for CoreJJ to play Thresh.
It could be just that. The Lantern to get the Aphelios to safety. There's a lot of lockdown with the LEona, with the Poppy as well, but still that Lantern is always going to be a get-out-of-jail-free card if your AD carry is able to click on it fast enough. What does CoreJJ want to go for? It looks like it is that Thresh locked in. All right, El Clasico for Team Liquid's bot lane.
It's old school. I mean, listen, I also feel like if you're just trying to follow the momentum of the series, Yeon just popped off.
Yeah.
So throwing him onto another hyper carry and also giving CoreJJ another support where he is stronger than the other support champion-wise in lane just sets Team Liquid up to play through their bot lane.
It's going to be so hard for Lyonz to get on top of Yeon here. The Flay can always push you back when he's using the Flay in, and then if you're ever in a bad position, the death sentence can really punish you. So, and we've seen how good CoreJJ is on this pick as well. I love that it's creeping back in, especially when things like the Alistar or the Braum are getting these armor nerfs. Suddenly it's like, oh, why not Thresh? You know?
Yeah.
Especially if the enemy locks in an Enchanter. I love Thresh to be able to punish these squishy champs.
Thresh always exists in this weird middle ground between enchanters and engaged supports. And I feel like when the tank supports are too durable, then Thresh just feels...
So it's been a while. Let's see if Team Liquid's able to pull it off here in game number 3. 1-1 on the scoreboard. The winner takes it all right here, right now. Lion versus TL.
Looking forward to seeing the spellbook Thresh as well, just to mix things up.
Oh, yeah.
Teleporting into interesting locations could be big. And the update on the Forever Battle, Kangas.
They're scrapping. I don't think that's how a horse wants to fight a lion. I liked the kicking angle a little more. But
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to show the lion trying to attack the horse's backside as a leg
how are we
is
getting these
flying
images?
out.
That's a good point.
It's impressive.
Yeah, are we licensing these? Is this Google image? You know, I'm not going to ask those questions or bring that discussion up here. As level 1 Lion walk in as a team, I'm going to expect some wards dropped down here as they try and walk away. CoreJJ spotted out right now. Just throws down an auto and the Flay, and Hena will walk away.
Yeah, Hena taking a little bit of damage. Shouldn't make too big of an impact, but having that chunk on Jinx, who has also gone Ghost Flash. Since he doesn't have a support that can help heal him, he just wants to have that extra bit of mobility. It's going to hurt his laning phase, though, hurt his ability to all in.
Actually, good trades there from Srtty as the grasp, and he gets a proc there. And
Grasp Fest, another one.
Oh, dodges and a Tofu strike.
Okay.
Hits the Decimate, and again, just really abusing impact right now in this 1v1. Even on a tank, Srtty has the ability to do trades like this. I know that, again, he had some rough showings in the last 2 splits, but we know what he's capable of.
We definitely do. It's just so hard to generate solo kills on Dorn Shield top laners who have Biscuits and Second Wind. Like, literally, Second Wind is so broken when you're low on health, when combined with Thorns and Biscuits, that even though Impact is taking those chunks right now, like, he's already healed 90 health from Second Wind because it gets more powerful the lower you are.
You see level 2's hit there by Lyonz and CoreJJ. CoreJJ might look for a death sentence here. Not actually going to commit. But Lyonz tried to go in for the engage right away. That's heal for Ghost traded from Hena and CoreJJ. Meanwhile, Srtty gets the wave shoved in. Yuuji's passing to the other side of the rift alongside Oddie. There's that death sentence.
Yeah, good little bit of poke already.
Big damage. He goes back in. Zenith Blade. First blood over to Yeon. Hena gets excited. Jinx passive. Still not confident enough to take the 1v1 onto Yeon afterwards, but a 1-for-1 trade.
CoreJJ would have loved to be able to escape after that one because there's not as big of a first blood bonus since Feats of Strength was added into the game. So a mild advantage there for Team Liquid as long as Yeon can get that wave in. But he's got to be a little bit cautious not knowing where Audieland's Poppy is.
Yeah, definitely need to keep your eyes on that mini-map. Does Audieland decide to go for any kind of play? Saint will get that wave shoved in. APA had taken a big chunk, but teleports back into the wave. No jungler topside means Srtty's just going to keep shoving that wave in, but Impact is CSing just fine regardless. The ward will spot Oddie.
Ward.
Pixel Brush ward, very, very important for bot laners to keep in mind. Take notes, all of you solo queue players out there.
Yep. Yuuji's able to clear that away and get river control. CoreJJ's back in lane are ready on the Thresh, and this is going to allow Yeon a nice push and probably a nice recall.
He's going to be down a couple of CS. Actually, no. Even if Hena gets all of this, it's going to be about the same here.
We're going for more vision control. Clear out yet another ward. And now it looks like Yuuji's going to take his reset. But this is the game that Team Liquid want to be playing. It's around CoreJJ and Yeon with this Aphelios Thresh. Playing forward as much as they can. If they have vision of the jungler, CoreJJ can be up here. If they don't, then he just plays behind Yeon. But regardless, they can keep shoving.
Ooh, Lyonz just trying to hold the way for Srtty. They've gone for the lane swap. I like that. Nice little lantern play as Srtty's going to try and keep his health bar up, but he will miss out on a lot of that CS. I believe that was 3 or 4 minions that he didn't catch. So lane swap from Lion.
Yeah, early on, it's kind of crazy, right? We didn't watch the top lane that much, but this is what I'm talking about with that second win, Doran Shield, Biscuits
Nothing
thing.
came of it.
Impact CS completely fine. He played the whole lane at like 15% health and just farmed second wind healing. He got 303 health from his second wind on Ksante. It's just this ridiculous rune that allows these top lane tanks to just lane into each other at quarter health the whole game.
But end of the day, I don't think that changes Lion's game plan. I mean, theoretically, you could send Oddie up there, but getting gold onto the Poppy, well, it's not worthless. I want to see them still commit to what they were doing, what was working for them in games 1, and also what was going in their direction in game 2. 4-man plays. Saint right now might be on the receiving end of a 2-man play as he goes across the Veil, walking back up to the wave. CoreJJ is here, no flash available, and Saint is playing very safe, very respectfully on the wave.
Yeah, I mean, interesting that Team Liquid isn't trying to match this swap whatsoever. They just use the timer for CoreJJ to look for a play mid lane, and Yeon is just going to run back bot lane with what is a very powerful first item for him, just a BF sword right off the bat. So Thresh is going to have to babysit him a little bit since he has the lower mobility when compared to Hena's Jinx. But this is just a different strategy for Team Liquid as CoreJJ's Lantern just wears out as they start drinking.
It's one of those moments as the Thresh player, you're like,
come on,
I was pinging it. We saw Yuuji was clearing out the Grop, so I think it was a timing thing. But either way, it should be Team Liquid picking up this early Dragon. And that sets them up for also making a play on the top half of the map. Because sometimes when it's like Grubs and Dragon up at the same time, then you flip them. But nope, it is just Team Liquid getting an advantage here in the early game. Because I don't think that Impact's in any danger here. Yes, it's like, okay, you're getting lane swapped on, but both these top laners are playing tanks. Both of these tanks expected to be able to handle the 1v2 just fine.
And I mean, in the early game, Impact is going to feel invulnerable with this Chain Vest Doran Shield already being completed. The only one who can do realistic damage to him would be the Aurora.
Sure.
And Aurora doesn't usually want to use her burst on a tank, so it's going to be difficult for either one of these top laners to get dove with both of these AD carries just being on scaling picks. Later in the game, these AD carries are great at treading tanks.
Yeah.
Better than almost everything that's normally in the meta. But right now, it's going to be a challenge.
Gonna have to wait for that armor penetration before you can actually start doing that.
Armor penetration.
We just went over all of that, though. The changes on lethality over the years. If we pull Twitch out, okay, we'll get back to that. Yuuji level 6 here onto Oddie land, just invades into the jungle, steals away the camp.
Really nicely done right there. Brute forcing his way in as Aphelios Thresh. We're going to be there behind him, so if Lion did have people to turn around, the Lantern would have been able to save him. But now
flash engage, and the hook misses from Core. Flay lands as Yuuji pops the ultimate flash as well. Saint going very aggressive to guarantee the kill, and will do just that. Between worlds to secure it. Kill credit to Lion.
Beautifully done there by Oddie Land. They chained the CC so well. They got about 80% of Yuuji's health down before he could ult people away. So a nice retaliation there by Lion to stop the invade and equalize the jungle a little bit.
Oddie Land hits level 6 and can use the Keeper's Verdict to knock 2 players away in mid-flay. But now all out from Impact, looking for the 1v1 onto Srtty. Unstoppable onslaught to get away, and Srtty is out of there. Ult for ult trade.
Yep, but the wave's in a bad spot for Srtty. If he was going to try and stick around, Impact decides to shove it in. Looks like a lot of minions will actually be lost to that turret since there's no ult and no TP to catch up to it. So just small little victory there by Impact, even though there is a slightly bigger victory by Lion in the jungle fight.
But even after the small victory, the gold was picked up, the kill claimed. Yuuji still on the grub. So that's a dragon into invade topside, stealing a buff, into death, into grubs. And when you look at the extended play, still in favor of Team Liquid here, as they'll get all 3 of those. No contest.
Yeah. But a nice little tempo rocket there by Hena, just using the Jinx ult to interrupt the Ksante recall. So he's hoping to get some free time on this turret as the Jinx, knowing that, again, TPs are down and Aphelios Thresh are shown top lane. So
yeah,
this is going to be a good injection of gold here into the Jinx.
All this deep vision placed down. That is 3 wards placed into Team Liquid's jungle, and Oddie lands even counter jungling right now. So LYON are playing for the gold as opposed to the objectives in this early game.
Yeah, I mean, they're going to completely stop Impact from making it towards this turret. They have 3 people here blocking him, daring Team Liquid to make their move down, steal 2 camps, deny a whole wave, get a plate. On the other side, we're going to see how well Srtty can withstand what Yeon and CoreJJ are bringing.
Yeon flashes over the Q. CoreJJ tanked a lot of turret shots. Yeon with a Moonlight Vigil.
A lot of
not going to be enough, but another death sentence. Ooh, so close for Team Liquid. They just don't have enough. He can back TP. Yeah, Srtty's fine.
Wow, that was so close right there. Yeon had stacked up a massive amount of chakrams, but he hasn't recalled, doesn't need to with LEona on the way.
Yeah.
So Srtty holds up. LYON make a nice play on the bottom side. All told, it's like 300 gold.
Yeah.
But we're just slowly trying to accumulate advantages.
And it's intention. I love seeing intention from plays, or from teams rather. Because a team like LYON is one of those ones where they can find these early game leads. Oftentimes it's through scrappier methods. This is a more methodical approach. Still, where we take marks off is sometimes closing out the game afterwards. But I'm happy to see a more creative approach to gold income. Because at the end of the day, League of Legends is a game about getting gold in your pockets, getting those items completed before your opponents. This is a way to do it.
Absolutely. I think this game will probably come down to team fight structure and how well Srtty and Lyonz can kind of play together to be a frontline for the Jinx versus the Ksante Xin and being a frontline for Yeon's Aphelios. Usually you'd expect Yeon's Aphelios to be able to outscale, but we'll have to see as LEona will outscale the Thresh in actual team fights if it stays this close. Otherwise, we're looking for any of these plays that could be blowing the game open.
And even there, Team Liquid has gotten a couple more waves in their pockets. Full clear for Yuuji. He actually has 0 jungle camps up right now. Pathing towards the bot side will be spotted on a couple of those wards, but Dragon's up in 20 seconds, so regardless, it's good for a jungler to be on this side of the map. Let's see if either of these teams want to commit any plays towards it.
Yeah, Dragon stacking game for Team Liquid. They are set up first, going to try and fish for some hooks. That's not who he was fishing for.
Yeah.
Got to throw it back.
Who he's actually on DSG, but a little humor there.
Yeah, nice.
As LYON actually are the first into the river, or rather able to retake the river. Team Liquid were looking for the pick instead of the camp. Also mid-wave shoving in here, so LYON currently have first access, and Srtty's even hovering down, has the ultimate but no TP to join the fight. APA is walking down as well. It seems like both of these teams are posturing for it.
Yeah, pretty hard for Team Liquid to make an entrance. Watch Impact on the bot side to try and pinch LYON here.
If you can just ult Oddie land out of the pit, Yuuji can look for it, but the Keeper's Verdict knocks him away. Unstoppable onslaught, catches out the AD carry. Yeon's down, flash over the wall from Lyonz. They're looking to commit on AP. That's both carries down. Team Liquid, just as their second dragon was in sight, start to crumble, and LYON get a double kill to Hena. They'll chase Impact away, flash to the turret. LYON just crushed Team Liquid at that second dragon.
Looks like Yeon couldn't quite catch the lantern in time. It's Srtty who flies in from the mid lane on the Sion flank to execute Yeon and give LYON the Drake fight.
What a pincer maneuver from LYON. I was watching Impact thinking, okay, the Ksante can always ult out the Poppy, and then the Zhao can get in, but I mean, we'll get a look at the replay. I have to imagine to really break it down. It just did not happen the way that I think Team Liquid expected it to.
Definitely not. You don't expect Yeon to just get hammered by a Sion ultimate. Once that happens as the main carry, there's just no chance. The Jinx is going to be excited, running down the rest of the team. Impact is obviously late to the fight because they weren't ready for it to start yet.
Exactly.
So LYON with a great trigger pull there. And if we, now after this fight, see their carries, it's Satan and Hena who are really far ahead. And I feel like when you have 2 mirrored comps like this, And they know this. When you have two mirror comps like this, with two carries and a big front line, like having your carries have a gold advantage can really snowball the game. Because like, how does Team Liquid come back? Generally through team fighting. How do they win team fights? Well, you don't if the other team has stronger carries in front line.
2-0-2 for Saint, 3-0-1 for Hena. The coaches celebrating really summarizes that team fight. Knock Yuuji out, knock Yeon out of the fight as well, and Team Liquid are reeling. That's a 2,000 gold lead for LYON. They stop the Dragon stacking. Team Liquid were fast on the first one, fast to the grubs, a little slow on that second Dragon fight, and that means that LYON now are in a commanding position in this game 3.
Srtty's got to be feeling pretty good about himself right now. Abandoned by his team in the early game, doesn't die, doesn't get dove, allows them to make plays on the other side of the map, and then finds such a big engage there with his second chance in the LTA. He didn't think he'd be getting another one after the first 2 splits with Dignitas. But as an emergency substitute, comes in, helps him win game 1. Hasn't played amazing, but he's doing enough of his job. And right now, having a pretty good Sion game, even though that's not the type of champion you would think that he would be able to play at a high level.
We were questioning it in the pick and ban phase, and I love being proven wrong. That's something that I like to admit on broadcast. Anytime I'm like, I don't think this player's gonna do well here. Then they do well, hey, that's a good story in my book. Srtty is making the most out of a tough situation. He was playing for Dignitas. He gets benched. He's co-streaming last weekend, watching a new player take his seat, but this weekend having this type of performance. Game 1 on the Renekton, incredible. Game 2 on a best. He had a few good moments, a couple rough ones, but then those types of fights on a champion.
A fight here in the river.
We don't expect from him. Now going for another engage. He's locking down APA. Keeper's Verdict knocks somebody out of the fight as Oddie land committing onto CoreJJ, but Yeon now walking up. Death Sentence misses. APA trying to reposition with the help of Impact, but now Impact just thrown to the wolves. APA out of there as well. And LYON find the solo laners at the Herald.
They are completely snowballing this game. 4 kills on the Jinx at this stage. That's gotta feel good for Hena. And when we're talking about how LYON was succeeding in the past, it was off the back of Saint and Hena, who were just such fed carries at this stage in this crucial game 3.
And that's gonna be an earned objective for LYON. 7 kills to 1. A 3,000 gold lead. Now taking their second turret where Team Liquid have yet to crack 1. LYON are showing up huge in this series. Expectation was a 2-0 when you looked at all the predictions from the analysts coming in. But LYON not interested in the predictions. Let's look at this fight again.
I mean, LYON can just fly in because they have Sion coming in from the flank anyway, and TL just doesn't have the numbers right there. So again, LYON really on top of the game here. And then when Impact teleports in, his whole team's gone, so the carries are completely able to free hit him. Just a terrible fight there by Team Liquid. They're now down 3,000 gold, and LYON is feeling good.
LYON, this Poppy ult as well, that's 2 plays in a row where he's just, you know, sniping Yuuji out of these fights. Yuuji's had a, again, the celebration, I love seeing it. Yuuji had a really good game too, great games last weekend as well, but he just can't deal with this Poppy. He can't join the fights because every time a fight's breaking out, he's knocked out of there.
And you can see the exuberance, jubilation, I'd say relief from the LYON coaching staff, just because imagine like emotionally what they've been going through with these visa issues and how frustrating that is to be able to find Srtty at the 11th hour and have it maybe pay off with the win over Team Liquid is just an incredible feeling.
And I gotta say, this is gotta feel so good for their fans as well. If you look at LYON's social media, very active fans that are always cheering for them. And I know they're gonna be booing this man.
Again.
We gotta look at it one more time. Yeah, maybe Team Liquid should have given a little more respect to
They're
LYON.
hitting him again with the quote right here. We'll see if he's able to pull it back here in game 3. Drake up right now.
Yeah.
You hear that Sion ultimate, I thought. No, it's
still down in the bot side.
my ear's playing tricks on me right there, but that's the threat for this upcoming
TV
fight.
coming in from Saint here. Team Liquid are gonna have to find an approach. Impact still on the flank with Srtty in the bottom side there. So LYON are doing the classic 4-man engage here. They look at APA. Solar Flare misses the slow will from Zap, but he's out of there with the Lantern. Srtty not going to able to find the unstoppable onslaught.
Not as good as his last ult, I'll say.
No, the last 2, very, very clutch. This time around, they will not have the Sion ultimate, but they do control the access points of the Dragon.
Yeah, so Drake up, Srtty starting it Their peel is bad right now, so it's a bit of a struggle. They're just going to start it and hope Team Liquid walks in. It's Saint who has to be the threat on the flank.
I think he's just going to look for the 1v1 on APA here. He's spotting him out, weirding to get some damage down. The Dragon's focused. Yuuji's going to have to look for it. Keeper's Verdict can again knock him out. It's charged. Not throwing it yet. Ooh, buffered by Impact, but doesn't matter. They still get the Dragon out. Flash engage from Lion, stunning him up, and they're all to the back line again. Lion pounce on a Team Liquid post-Dragon this time around. CoreJJ even falls under the turret. Hena popping off. 9-1 on the scoreboard, and Lion are making Team Liquid sweat. Herald will charge to the bottom turret. They're going to get another one.
No, they're beating Team Liquid for sure right now. This was 5,000 gold up, 2 Drakes to 1, and just the series of events in that team fight, they lose their Sion and LEona ultimate, so they just fall further back in the pit, and you could really just see how impossible it was for Team Liquid to step into them.
Yeah.
The Poppy ult peel, just the raw strength of the Aurora and Jinx. Like, watch the start of this fight when Saint, first he's already taken APA out of the fight. Oddie flies in, nearly one-shots him himself, and then Saint takes half the health off the rest of the team that allows Hena to just fly through the rest of the team. It looked like CoreJJ sidestepped the Ryze ultimate at the end there. That might have been able to take him out. Either way, it is going from bad to worse with how fed Hena and Saint are.
Yeah, Lion are making Team Liquid look silly right now with a almost 6,000 gold lead. And now 2 Dragons in their pocket. Team Liquid are looking for these little picks. They're looking for a play onto the Sion in a side lane. Or maybe if anybody comes up here to help the Sion.
Still deathless by Srtty as well. He got too aggressive in the first 2 games, trying to make something happen. This game, he's definitely sitting back, doing his job. The team arrives. He's going in. And
now Unstoppable Onslaught, they're looking for another engage. CoreJJ has to absorb a damage on the Yeon as he's knocked up by the Q. Mega Death Rocket as well. Oddie gets the kill on a Yeon. Team Liquid thought they could push for another wave. Solar Flare will slow Yuuji. He gets back to the turret, zap for more damage. APA in the brush, and he's got to be careful. But he is not going to walk up, so Team Liquid just lose their bot laners for nothing.
It is a game 3 route. They want more, too!
APA walks up, does not get hit into the wall, but the Keeper's Verdict just taps, knocks him up in the air. Impact flash over the wall, they're on the head, and they want to take down this Jinx, and they do! No reset picked up, Yuuji still alive, APA free-firing, and Team Liquid finds something, and they needed it.
That's a big shutdown onto Hena. He was worth a lot of gold. Helps keep the game somewhat in reach. If you're Lion, you're hoping they just go back, take the Otacon, but the type of aggression that got them into this place is also part of the reason that that play went wrong, so you can't completely fault them for the attempt onto APA at the end of this. But we're going to watch the start of this. Once the Lantern's down, you just press the buttons because they're not going to have the appropriate peel. Barely gets the tag. The ultimate comes through from Jinx, and it allows Oddie to just throw the buckler at him for that final execute. That's when you're just feeling really good about yourselves for Lion at the start of that play.
But then I think heads-up play from Impact. He sees the teleport mid, so he decides to run up.
Yeah, sneaky little play falling through the fog of war here. So APA ends up actually baiting them a little bit, and then Hena gives Impact the angle to be able to land the unstoppable onslaught and get the kill onto the Jinx.
All right, there we go. Team Liquid. They answered back 2 for 2. You can see Yeon had the frustration coming in from the young AD carry. As he is, you know, great game 2, but this game 3 hasn't had as big of an impact.
No, Aphelios can feel great when you're ahead, but once you start falling behind, it can feel pretty useless because he needs the setup in front of him. But we've seen many games thrown at the Otacon, and Lion is starting this without having their lanes pushed, so that's a bad idea.
Well, we see Saint pushed in the top wave. He's now walking all the way down here. And Otacon re-aggroes onto Team Liquid.
Yeah, this is better. So they get the mid wave pushed. Saint needs to fog a little bit. They can push the bot wave. Then they can make their approach. Because then they have full vision if TL is trying to flank them for any reason. And they can have a better approach to actually engage on Team Liquid if they do start the Otacon.
And Saint just TPs in. He's like, I'm not looking for the flanking Aurora. Mid lane's crashing. So now they can front to back with a 4,000 gold lead. It's so much harder for Team Liquid to find anything here. Again, we talked about their short range composition. It's really only Yeon that can get in there, but no flash available. It's going to be up in about 20 seconds here. So Lion looking to commit. Yuuji might look for the flank here and for a steal on the bottom side. The death sentence lands, but he's knocked away.
They're pretty debuffed right now. This
now
is time
Yuuji
for
can't
Yeon
get
to
in.
fight.
Oh, that was the only window for Yuuji to look for the steal. Not going to get it, but now the re-engage comes in from Lion. They're locking down APA. He's out of the fight. Impact looking to make some damage happen on the back line, but Saint flashes away. Srtty holding the line 1v3 so that his team can take out Impact, and Lion will get the Otacon and win the team fight.
Yeah, clutch there because it's going to lead into the Drake as well with the way the spawn timers line up. Hena played that fight well, not having to burn his flash and just kind of ghosting to kite it back.
Yeah.
In terms of risk, that was pretty risky because they were heavily debuffed by the Otacon when Team Liquid had this, and I was imagining this Infernum Aphelios ultimate just popping the whole team, but I'm trying to find out here if he even fires it off. No, they didn't have the angle to do it. He fires it off a little late. It only hits 2 in the back of the fight. It does help Impact at least burn Saint's flash, but overall Lion get 2 objectives and 2 kills.
Yeah, and that was actually Oddie land smiting first, and then Lyonz with the spellbook smiting afterwards to secure that one. So coordination again from Lion as a team. Nets them the Otacon and Dragon Soul point. Now close to 5,000 gold lead as well. Team Liquid found one little play there on the top half of the map, but have yet to really find anything else. 2 items completed for Yeon, but I mean, Hena's close to that third.
For sure. The Infinity Edge makes a big difference. I'd say having no Mikhails to save Hena, if somehow Team Liquid can get another flank around the back where Impact could kidnap him or something, would be Team Liquid's window back in the game. Also, Lion, as we've mentioned, has struggled to close out games once they have advantages. This is a pretty big advantage, but at the same time, it's a roster of 5 that have had 3 days of scrims together. Srtty just came over from the bench of Dignitas to start in this game, but they've done a really good job this series playing as a unit of 4, and then Srtty's done a good job of keeping up with it. So, again, they've set up with Sion on one side and the other 4 here to try and make a play.
The beginning of the Srtty Revenge Tour. That's what I'm coining it right there. We'll see how long it lasts, as again, Zumuto is expected to come in at some point once visa issues are solved, but
either way, coming into Lion and being able to pick up stage win is amazing for his future.
Versus Team Liquid. I mean, we were talking about this as the team gearing up for that Worlds push to try and put themselves back in that conversation between FlyQuest, between Cloud9. Not between them and the Lion. The expectation is that if a team wants to make that world spot, get that top 2, then they should be able to make quick work of a team like Lion here in the standings, especially considering the substitute top lane situation going on. So that raises questions around Team Liquid, but that's for a future day. I want to talk about how good Lion has been playing this one so far. 7-1-5 for Hena with that 3rd item completed. This Jinx is poised to carry this game.
Yeah, Hurricane as well. If anyone on Team Liquid groups up, they are going to get completely shredded by Jinx. And Lion is just, they've been such a difficult team to peg the power level of. Just because Saint and Hena have such high highs, I'd say Oddie and Lyonz can look so crisp with their engages when they're on, but they've lost so many of these games. Now Baron started up, 8,000 health. Let's see if they can get a fight.
Oh, Keeper's Verdict misses onto Yuuji, so there is a chance for a steal. CoreJJ does not have the smite currently, despite the Summoner Spellbook, but they do have the Death Sentence on the Lion, so the LEona picked off right there as the objective goes down. Sion ult on top of Onslaught away, but they're going to follow it up. Everybody from Team Liquid jumping in there, but they might have taken a one-way ticket to the gray screen. They can't kill Hena. They can't kill Saint. Lions carries are still holding strong. Hena takes down Impact as now the front line's looking a lot lighter for Team Liquid. They're trying to walk up. AB's trying to make something happen, but again, the range disadvantage as Oddie finds another flank, taking him down. Team Liquid's hoping to kite back, but APA just can't quite do it. Yeon's got to be the hero. Yeon's got to be the savior. Yeon's got to make something happen here, but there's just such low chances as they're chased down by Lion. Saint on a rampage. Lion take the fight and the Baron.
Team Liquid shot their shot right there. It just wasn't quite enough. Yeon actually runs out of ammo on his green and white guns towards the end of the fight. Has bad guns by the end of it. Otherwise, I feel like he might have been able to turn that. It looked suicidal by Team Liquid to take that Ryze ult in. Ends up being the case, but that was their look to make the comeback. Hena continues to excel in this game, as well as Saint. 20 stacks on the Aurora Medjais now. So the start of this, not great. Lyonz is zoning, but there's no plan to peel. So they start this fight in what is a 4v5 and a backwards Sion ultimate, but then 3 people step in.
Yeah.
Yuuji instantly dies. But the point was to get impact and angle to step onto Hena. There's just not enough follow-up for it. And then here you can see, green-white are really good guns for Aphelios in a long team fight, but his ammo's low on both of them. So he just doesn't have the good lineup. Uses his turret there, that spends 10, that means white gun is gone.
And we're back to live, and again, Lion pounce. Yuuji flashing over the wall, the turret mid lane is gone, so Yeon as well has to limp to safety. Cleanse used, Team Liquid. They're gonna have to mount some kind of base defense here because Lion have all members up with Baron empowered waves crashing this mid turret.
Yeah, Lion pulling back because Mountain Soul is available. Oh, that's a lot of Aurora damage.
Twofold X plus Weirding at this point in the game. That's over half of Thresh's health bar. As now Lion, I mean, we were talking about the past struggles of not necessarily being able to close out games quickly. I don't even know if that's applicable here because they have just been so focused on these objectives, using these as the magnet to pull Team Liquid in. And what did we learn, Jatt? Don't fight Lion 5v4. That's when they're strongest. And I think they showed it there at the Baron yet again. So Team Liquid say, we're not going to fight them for that Dragon Soul. We'll give it another Mountain Soul picked up by Lion.
That is crazy, actually, how many fights Lion has won with 4 people.
With 4 people?
Versus 5 people.
Yeah.
Like it's happened 3 times in the last 2 games.
At least that time they had Srtty.
Like
usually
once
it's
every
Srtty
5 games normally.
Yeah. Do you think it's like some kind of like hidden buff in the game where it's like, oh yeah, 4v5 will make this Sion tank here?
No, it's just unlikely.
Yeah,
it's just making an observation. Doesn't mean it's a bug.
They just got hands, Jatt, and they're ready to throw them. They're ready to throw them right down at this bottom turret. Here's Team Liquid 5v5 looking to mount their defense. Lion, such huge shields picked up by that Mountain Soul, and Team Liquid just cannot find anything. It's really just a miracle hook. Maybe just Yeon finding big damage with that ultimate. Moonlight Vigil does not land, but that one did! Sate with the weird and twofold Hex onto all 4 members. Team Liquid melt at their Nexus turrets, and Lion have 1 more prey left alive in the fountain. But a champion of the fountain ain't gonna do much to stop this push. Lion continue on. They continue forward, beating a dead horse. 2-1. Mounting a victory against Team Liquid. Lion will take the series.
What a relief for Lion, pulling off the upset win. And they did it in style there. 10 kills for Hena, 6-0-11, and a 25-stack Medjai's for Saint. They do it with Srtty as an emergency substitute up in the top lane. And that makes such a big difference here in the first phase of pick and play, moving them up ahead of so many other teams and giving them a very real shot at top 4 for the elimination phase.
We were going into this one thinking 1 game upset would be enough to make things interesting. How about a series upset, Jatt? Lion and that man on your screen, remember their names. Srtty's Revenge Tour looking good to kick things off. We're watching a Srtty's en route to our interview. Loungers, take it away.